this is I did not even see that said Tier 3. I thought this was just Forest. This is really confusing. Why did you mix these up so much? Pretty. I like it. Oh, it's not a bottomless pit. I was confused. Looks like my car broke down! What am I supposed to do now? You are a car. 66th place, mabskmk, Chomp Man, score of 20. Alright, I think I'm going to try and make it all the way through this tier, and then break for lunch, because I'm getting hungry. I like how there's a skip there already. Oh boy, we are not wasting any time, are we? Too much stuff going on. Wait, what am I doing? Contra music is always good. What I'm doing there is not so good. Maybe I should not use Slash Claw through that section. Okay, so too many enemies too quickly. Right, I forget that other guy's there. I might be Flash Stoppering if I do this more. Oh, there's a Noble Nickel up there. Detour. Hang on a second. And you can't catch a break because they respawn so quickly. Can I not just attack you at all? That's disappointing. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Yeah, I got something! Oh, I got hit. Okay. And if the idea is that it's supposed to be like Contra and that there are enemies everywhere, I am okay with that. But I was not given an opportunity to really ease myself into this, and there is no reprieve whatsoever after you defeat anything if you move. Barf. Okay. Now it's time for you. Oh! You turned around! Why'd you turn around? I'm going to use an E-tank to be safe. I don't have any concept of where the checkpoints may be. Oh, it's water. Okay. Just a little too much graphically going on here. I got confused. I'm kind of impressed that I'm doing as well as I'm doing in this stage. Okay. Oh. Yay, I'm glad to see this getting some use. I'm glad to see this getting some use, too. Yeah, I'm okay with the graphics in this stage. For the most part, it is, and I'm not sure if it's just because of the enemies, or, let's see, can I hit you? Yes, I can, now I have a chance to think. We are going to do this. Whoa! Not what I wanted that to do. Oh well. But yeah, ow! What was I saying? Yeah, the graphics are nice and detailed. Maybe just a smidge too detailed in one or two spots. On top of everything that's going on with these enemies. Alright, and we are going to safely rush jet across. Oh, right, that's Chomp thing. Don't get chomped. Yeah, okay, so making that Contra connection and getting the sense that this is deliberately way too full of enemies, I am more okay with it. That's... okay, interesting. That's a really important part of level design, I think, is getting people on board with your manner of thinking, setting expectations properly, so that people don't complain about, oh, this game is terrible. It's like, well, it manages exactly what it claims it was going to accomplish. You just had false expectations for how this level was supposed to go. But communicating what you want out of the stage can be very difficult. So many explodey things. It's also good that I know... that looks like it's probably death. It's also good that I are... oh, no, I misunderstood what that was. It's good that I already know what all of these enemies and obstacles are, because this would be really... this is like... It's not something that seems especially well introduced, you know, even with all of the enemies everywhere. So let's see, what am I doing? How do I get that? Oh, okay, there's more to it then. Alright, maybe I need to somehow backtrack? Oh! I'm not sure why there is a pit there. I actually don't understand this. Oh, it's not a pit. You're stuck. Hello. Yeah, there's... oh, too soon. Yeah, there's too much going on right now, and I can't really parse the puzzle element of this. Oh, okay, yeah, I know. There's just so much going on the screen. It's so laggy, so laggy. Ow, right. You'll be helpful. Wait a second, how are you... why are you... was that a different color or something? That's frustrating. I don't know if I can get out of here now. That looked like exactly the same color of block to me, unless it was just another layer. Yeah, I don't think I can get out. And I'm not even sure... okay. I'm not even sure if this is the direction I'm supposed to be going or not. Like, is this a bottomless pit, or is this more level? It's a bottomless pit. Okay. I also like how Chomp Man, so all of the level names are in the game window at the top. And I like how Chomp Man is lowercase man. Alright. So let's do this right this time, hopefully. Was there anything this way? Oh, yeah, that would have been useful before I blew an energy tank on that last attempt. Ow. Was not paying attention to you because there's too much going on! Alright. Maybe I go through here first. Yeah, and then I'll be able to safely extract myself. No, once again was not paying attention. Ooh, bad form, layering solid sheet blocks over top of other solid... ow! Did not want to slide there. Other solid objects. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. I think we're at the point where I'm going ba-ba-da-ba-da in lieu of real commentary. I'll take the hit. Now what? Like, what do I do with the rest of my life? I guess I'll get some help. Oh, the screen... I'm not surprised that the stream is constantly freezing. I am sorry. That is probably to do with the fact that there's just so much going on in this level. Oh gosh. No, really, I'm doing my best here. Hopefully it is just this stage. Because there is so much here. I like they actually cut out a hole in the ceiling so you can make that jump. Oh, this rain is going to just destroy it. I'm sorry, if anyone's even physically capable of watching this at this point. That looked like it could have been another exit. I'm not sure I can make that jump, with as powerful as that rain is. Unless you're supposed to fall down there. I hope this level is over soon. It's starting to overstay its welcome. It went back to normal as soon as I entered the rain? That's unexpected. That's okay. That's okay. Wait, E-Tank. There's a good thing I've amassed so many of these. Wait, before I go sliding through places I can't get back to, hopefully I can access that from another side. Oh no! Is that like a one-way platform? No, I'm just, going to get hit. Going for. Okay. Whoop! Hit my head. What am I hitting? Oh, it's a solid tree. That's what the problem is. Well, now I don't have any energy for anything. Hup. Alright. Let's get ready to get hit. Oh, amazingly not. It was more trouble than I was going. Alright. Well, see, I kind of thrive on insane challenges, so this level is energizing me a little bit. If I die, I'm going to be very unhappy with the situation. But the fact that I've been able to keep up this momentum, I'm okay with this stage. It is still not... You know, I think I agree with the placement of it here, but it definitely offers something different. That is cool. Okay. And by cool, I mean ridiculous, but... Let's see how this works. Okay. We're one of those bosses. What was that about? Surprisingly, I am out of this weapon energy. Yeah, I made it! Somehow! Hooray! Okay. Moving on. Whew. I want to hit, like, the quick save button after that. Holy carp! Calm down with the enemy placement! There's an insane amount of enemies spammed everywhere that just make you die over and over and make it basically impossible to do this level buster only. It also really doesn't help that the enemies that the enemies that are spammed are some of the most annoying enemies in the engine. Sniper and Apache Joes. The Apache Joes have a horrendous tendency to jump scare you and dunk you into pits, and Sniper Joes are just Sniper Joes, obnoxious, beefy time wasters. And on top of the enemy spam, there's just some seriously bafflingly designed rooms. I like the room with the Sheep Man blocks. It's an okay concept, but you can easily get stuck if you go in the wrong order, yes. And there's just so many enemies dumped everywhere that it's difficult to even navigate the maze. And for a level called Chomp Man, you'd think there would be more one-ons, but nope, there's like 3. And to top it all off, there's actually a pretty good boss fight at the end. It's polished and pretty okay, even if the chomp attack is unfair sometimes, and it's like the level and the boss were made by 2 different people. Ha! I'm sorry, but that level was a complete disaster. You used so many gimmicks there, they were all executed very poorly, and this level clearly wasn't designed with other players in mind. After a while, I got really tired of getting cheap-shotted by the Copter Joes, specifically the ones over-the-count bombs. The part with the Sheep Man blocks was the worst, because if you can't do it correctly, you can't find yourself trapped with no way out other than to use a super arrow. If you would run out of super arrow and have no M-tanks on you, whoops, too bad, you have to press the suicide. Excuse me. Suicide key 2, and restart the section. The only salvageable thing about this level was the boss, which was a fun fight. Although it took some learning, the rest of the level was just bad. Get your levels tested by other people before you submit them. This level feels rather messy. It feels like somebody took a level and condensed it, jumbled it up to the point where it's overwhelming, and the player will have a lot of trouble dodging every obstacle and proceeding in the level. There are also ideas which only briefly make an appearance and are never seen again. I also managed to get soft-locked in this level. The level needs a lot of work. I think a good place to start is by introducing features one by one, rather than dunking them all on the first screen, which allows you to ramp up the difficulty and add more features in a more controlled and less hectic environment. The boss of this level looks adorable, but I felt like his hitboxes were slightly too big. I have many mixed feelings about this one. While I like the stage layout, the level design was awful. The main issue is that there is a serious overabundance of enemies, which are also often placed poorly, of course. This makes the stage very frustrating. On the bright side, I like how this stage looks, and as mentioned earlier, I like the general stage layout in some sections of the level. I don't see what's so chompy about this level. If anything, the stage has a fetish for missiles and Apache Joe. Anyway, yikes, this is a level with some really nice gimmick usage and good gimmick sections absolutely ruined by possessive enemy placement and selection, and the sheer number of them, man. Your first few screens, the ones with nothing but enemies, are absolute trash. They're really not very fun at all, as you are simply swamped with enemies, most of which are completely inappropriate when paired together. Strangely, the further you get into the stage, the better it becomes. Any segment without the enemy spam I think is really good, but man, your enemy setup just drags everything down, so it becomes a slog. This may end up being a controversial opinion, but your final few count bomb screens, as well as your use of Crashman platforms, were pretty fun. And the Sheep Man blocks area would have been great had there simply not been 500 baddies overrunning the place. These few moments in the level do not make up for the fact that many other areas are slogs, so the final result is a stage that isn't exactly entertaining. I was seriously surprised by having the Robot Master turn up. Considering how difficult his stage is, he is a complete pushover. I can't remember many other Mega Man bosses being this easy. His attacks are largely worthless. Still, the stage is better for having him turn up than without him. He's pretty bizarre, all things told, and ugly. Also, the stage is about as ugly as the Robot Master, which is to say very ugly. Half of the tile sets don't really match. I guess I see what you were intending, but a lot of these don't work together. Had the enemy spam been toned down, this level would have been pretty good, as your gimmick setup and concepts are pretty great and well thought out, and that is a real shame. I'm Searchman. I've been searching for leaks of the results for hours. Do you know who won? I can't find anything. Well, I can tell you who got 50th place. 65th, Lizardcommando, SMB3, Super Mario Bros. 3, I hope? Score 21. Hopefully we weren't cashing in on the popularity of the Mega Man or the Mario themed level from Magma 1. But we'll see how this goes. Ooh, I kind of like the mixing of the Mario 3 and the Mega Man tiles. What are you? Okay. Oh, they're shielded. Okay, I get it now. I see. Alright, so these are just normal Mega Man enemies. Reskinned. Ah, that's funny. That's painful. To look more like regular... Ooh, you're durable. Regular Mario enemies. And I like... You know, I was talking about... What was it? Mega Man World was the name of it? The Mario... Yeah, the Mario-themed world in Magma 1. These, to me, feel more in line... You know, they still don't entirely feel like Mega Man, but they feel more in line like Mario crossing over into Mega Man than the other graphics did to me. So this is more... I'm gonna die. This is more in line with what I was kind of expecting a crossover stage like this to look like. Okay, because I have not been using it, and this is a highly appropriate kind of place to use it, we're gonna try this. and it's super effective. Yeah, I like that we are just making analogs of the... Why am I standing around doing this? I like that we're kind of adapting existing enemy concepts and just putting new skins on them. I need help! Wait, why are you still moving? Don't move! I froze you! Whoops! Oh, cool. Pipe usage. I like that. I'm not sure if this is the music I would have chosen for this stage. Oops! I was not looking at that. Oh well. Oh no, I don't want to start all the way back here. Well, there's another way we can do this. Boop boop. Oops, too far, too far. I wanted to see how far I could push the envelope. I think that's about as far. Once we get to the end of this tier, unless there's some level that just really holds us up for some reason, we will be taking a break and coming back this evening. That didn't quite work as beautifully as I'd hoped. Alright, we're going to be a little bit safer here. Slide! You concern me because I can't tell if you're a hit. I wish the screen would have scrolled all the way to the end there. That would have been better. Tank Battalion! Beyond the front lines, fighting swarms of bad guys! Keep running and watch out for missiles! Airship Fleet, high-flying action! Look out for flying bad guys and be careful with your jumps! This way seems safer. Okay. Ooh, new music. Oh, and it's auto-scrolling. Very good. This is the way this kind of level should be. Ow! I want the cannons to shoot projectiles, though, because you can generate projectiles. You can auto-spawn them, but that is not happening here, which makes me a little sad. And I think I'd also like to see more of the types of enemies that are native... hopefully it'll start me back here if I die. More of the enemies that are kind of native to... Whoa, whoa, wait a second. All of a sudden I am not able to move. I don't know what happened there, but I all of a sudden was physically incapable of moving, though the start button worked okay. Weird. Because this is less exciting than it would have been if it hadn't reused all the same enemies from the beginning portion of the stage. Because I find that part of the joy of playing through a level is discovering what new things there are. So I'm fine if you want to use something in multiple different ways, but, you know, I always like there to be new twists on the kinds of enemies that you find, and the kinds of gimmicks that are thrown at you, the level geography, and this is still similar enough to what we've already seen. That it's not as engaging as I would like. But it's still not bad. Arg. Hoo-ha! I'm getting flashbacks to the last level, you guys. guess they're kind of like the moles, the way they're projectiles. You know, they're a little like the wrenches. Oh! That would have gone better if I hadn't suddenly discovered that, let's see, Jewel Satellite might save me? If I hadn't suddenly discovered something that I've completely forgotten about now. Can I go down? I want to go down. Oh, wait! Sneaky. I bet there's a noble nickel there. Oh, unless that was just an exit from where I was. Okay. Brace myself. Whew. But, like, even with Ojo's, which I'm working... the fan game that I've told you I'm working on, even though it's, like, 6 types of Sniper Joes over and over again, I did not mean to slide. You know, I try and add some sort of element of, hey, there's something new in this level, that there's incentive to get through. I want to learn how to dodge those. You know, find new, surprising things along the way. Bowser, I like it. Alright, let's see if this will deflect your shots. Okay. What else might work? Not as good as you'd think. But it's safe. And I think this is the most appropriate way to defeat Bowser, really. You know, it's the Mario method. Although I guess you wouldn't normally jump on Bowser. Oh, ow, Bowser. That's disappointing. Actually, Jewel Satellite is accurate. Let's see how Bowser likes bees. Boo-doo, doo-doo, boo-doo, 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 boo-doo. Yeah. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, hey, I dodged it for once. That's cool. Well. That could have worked if my... Oh, watch, it's Slash Claw, which I've been, No, maybe not. Maybe it's nothing. Wait, that kind of worked. This could work. I'm kind of... I wonder if this was intentionally... Oh, good, it's in the floor. I wonder if that was the intended method of fighting this boss. Oh, Grab Buster would be funny, yeah. Alright, let's see what the judges have to say. Holy jeez, please calm down with the enemy placement in the first half. Like, wow, my experience with it was basically, oh hey, cute Super Mario Brothers steal them. Oh, because that's exactly the text that was printed on the page. The re-sprites are really cute, but I feel like the level spams like the literal worst enemies to spam. Sniper Joes, Hammer Joes, Sniper Mechs, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of button mashing as a result. And for some unholy reason, the Sniper Joes in this level lose their weakness to Slash Claw. Once the path splits, though, the level gets more tolerable, mainly because both paths are auto-scroll, and that allows you to slow down and take care of the enemies more easily. I still don't think that the level is very well designed, though. There are a lot of Sniper and Hammer Joes just pasted around, and it really doesn't make for a fun level experience. The Bowser boss fight is fine, though, and the level does have a lot of charm going for it, so that's that. But it isn't well designed. It's just kind of unfun. Ugh. I'm gonna be honest, I really didn't like this level. I couldn't even come close to enjoying the nice graphic replacements because there was so much enemy spam. The first part was fine because you could get through it easily if you went slowly. The second part was slightly worse with the falling platforms, but it was still manageable. The tank and airship parts were the worst offenders because they were auto-scrollers, so you can't really go slowly or quickly, and there were a lot of enemies on the screen at once. You'd think after all of that, the boss would be really hard, but nope, it's just Bowser with only 2 attacks, fireballs and earthquakes, that are both insanely easy to dodge. It's really unfortunate, too, because this level had the potential to be fantastic, but it was ruined by sloppy level design. It felt like you made all these graphic replacements and tried to show them all at once instead of making an actual level. That kind of thing can work, but at a certain point, you need to ask yourself, am I doing too much? This may be the way the level presents itself makes me feel like it tried to get the majority of its points by emulating the graphical wow factor from Magma 1's SMW level. I can tell a lot of work went into the sprites, even though they're not perfect, but I also can tell that this level would have been much more enjoyable if the work went into actually designing it instead, as the level pretty much falls short in every factor of design aside from the boss. The level's main flaw is the abundance of enemies in every section, which are placed seemingly randomly and in much larger numbers than necessary. Couple this with a lack of health refill pickups, and you've got a stage that will make people frustrated very quickly. What a disappointment. I would have liked the Mario theme here, but the level itself is just so bad. Not only are most of the enemies simply recolors of existing Mega Man enemies, but they are placed in excessive quantity, and in the worst places possible. It's almost impossible to beat this level without taking damage. Also, the boss requires extreme precision to dodge his attacks, and when he isn't... I like the extreme contrast between so easy to dodge and extreme precision to dodge his attacks, and when he isn't attacking, the fight is as dull as ever. So much could have been done to this stage. To quote the last contest, enemy spam is fun, right guys? That is everything wrong with this stage. Every screen is packed with enemies, and the enemy placement itself is baffling. The most infuriating one was on the airship area. Trying to get on those Tomahawk Man platforms was insane. Often you picked up the worst possible enemy to place in the auto-scroller segment, and there are so many projectiles everywhere, it's too hard to keep track of. Also, there is a distinct lack of gimmicks here, with the exception of the Tomahawk platform, and they basically do nothing. The entire stage is just enemies, basically, and that's not really too fun, because the last contest had a Mario level doesn't mean you're going to place as high as that one because you used Mario. Because what the last contest entry had was actual thought put behind it. This was just everything plunked down without much creativity or testing. Don't get me wrong, some of these Mario reskins were pretty interesting, even if the line art was a bit shoddy, but then you just sort of stopped trying and plunked regular Mega Man enemies into the Mario arena. This felt very half-butted. Bowser was unexpected and a neat addition, but he was too easy, really. Wow, skill difference or tactic difference with the judges. Granted, that is par for the course for Bowser. Bare positive score here is due to including him. I'm not joking. Wow. This was pretty awful overall. Oh, and most of your new assets are busted when you use certain weapons. Playtesting is a good thing. Okay. Hey! Another character I was not expecting. Buster Rod G from Wily Tower section of that game, whose name is falling out of my head because I only have hungry thoughts in my head. They didn't allow returning monkeys into the festival. Us monkeys never get any love. Okay. Where am I? Another day mining out tunnels for the festival. Wait, what are these tunnels even for anyways? Oh gosh, why is that blinking? Let's go this way. Because we need the hub to be more confusing. Jewel. You can shoot this jewel to make it bounce upwards. If you keep it in the air for long enough, you might be rewarded for your efforts. Or you might not be. I've never been terribly good at these games. How do bees feel? Okay, so we are... Oh, that would be fun, actually. Just keep it on the ground. I'm going to wait until I have the larger charge shot upgrade and the ability to have more shots on the screen at once, that other upgrade. We'll keep going. 64th, Lamda, MegaLondo, score of 22. Oh, my tummy is rumbling. That means it is definitely... Hey, it's Castlevania! Time to get some food shortly. I'm still in a good mood. I'm still somehow coherent. This is good so far. Spikes, you say? Zoink. Okay, so I recognize that this is kind of... It is intentionally Castlevania-y. but the backgrounds and foregrounds are looking a little similar. Especially this, which looks like it could potentially be spikes, because it is kind of pointy. Anything up here? No. Oh, wait. Oh, good. I can't fall off the screen. That would have been terrible. Oh, my wife is... Way to go! I wasn't looking for spikes because my wife brought me donuts. She's secretly working for the boss of this level. Alright, let's do this right. Okay, you just keep spawning there. This ramps up the difficulty rather quickly. And it's acceptable. I mean, all of these challenges are fine. It's just right off the bat, hi there, let's kill you. Wait, let's not eat donuts now. Now is not an appropriate time for eating donuts. Oh gosh, is it now? I was distracted by the thought of donuts and died. Okay, we're gonna open this up here. We're gonna grab a do not look at or eat while playing Mega Man. Okay, so, donut success. We're gonna climb this ladder now. And, nom nom nom. Delicious. Fortunately, this section isn't too terrible. Alright, here we go. And we're going to immediately jank right. Wow! Actually pulled out some button mashing, that was impressive. What? Oh, you can slide under there, okay. Be wary of trap, rating over 9,000. Okay. Oh, these regenerate if you die. The little power-ups regenerate. Which is nice. So Lamda, as I recall, was the one who designed the bomb challenge in Mega Man Endless that I really liked. So it's neat to see this coming back. Though I also like... Oh no! Wait. We can salvage this. Oh, not quite, not quite. Bummer! There should really be a checkpoint. Because it is so easy to instantly die here, and the easier it is to instantly die, the more lenient you should be with your checkpoints. My general rule is a checkpoint every 6 to 12 screens. More frequently if you are... Whoa! The game just lagged on me for a second. More frequently if you're throwing a lot of things that take a long time to get through, or things that have a high chance of killing you instantly. But if you look at your standard Mega Man game, you've got stages that, like I said, are 20, between 20 and 30 screens, usually on the lower middle section of that range. So a halfway point would be around 12 screens in. So if we're going off of the regular Mega Man games, which I think we can generally agree have decent checkpoint placement for the most part, 12 screens is a good sort of, like, maximum. Oh, even better. Let's be extra safe here. And I don't know what I'm saying. Let's see, what else are we doing? So hopefully there's been a checkpoint by now. Yeah, that was not ideal right there. Try jumping, you say? Oh gosh. Okay. That was sneaky. That was a little mean. Yes, I discovered that you can slide continuously under spikes, no problem. Even when it looks like you should stand up right into them and die. The stage is a little nerve-wracking. Oh! It's bringing out button-mashing skills I didn't know I had. I don't think that's entirely necessary. One or two of them would have been fine. Don't give up! Rating 69! I don't think I need health, do I? This is an interesting setup, but the fact that the charged buster completely destroys the tadpoles inside the eggs... Oh, no, 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 no! The fact that the charged buster completely takes out the tadpoles inside really defeats the inherent challenge. Well, it's challenging enough, apparently, of getting through tadpole sections, whole eggs. Unless you've got a level like Contraland, or whatever that was called, where you don't have time to sit down and charge. That's okay, we'll wait for you. I'm not going anywhere. It's not like we got people waiting to see the results of the stream or anything. I could use an E-Tank. Oh wow, those are blending in the background, but I can't really see them. That doesn't look safe over there. I don't think it's probably worth the effort. If there were a Noble Nickel, I would have gone for that. Thanks for joining us, people who need to leave. This will be archived on YouTube. Why am I doing that? That's silly. On my Flashman85 live channel. Sometime within a couple hours after the stream is done. I will set it to upload immediately, and then as soon as the video quality is halfway decent... Oh, didn't charge enough. Oh, you think you're sneaky, do ya? See, this is a decent use of pole eggs. Oops, let's try that again. Zoo. Whoa! What? Not cool! Oh, and I need to go all the way back here. Not cool indeed. You're dead. Okay. How many screws are we up to right now? 7:30! I can afford to eat! I mean, buy a costume. Oh, I almost made it through there without getting hit. That was awesome. I knew that was coming. I'm fine, I'm just thinking about food. But if you want to buy me some food that will fill in that bottomless pit, or the bottom full pit here that I keep falling into, which is ridiculous. I wouldn't mind that. Okay. Come on, we can do this! We can do this! Ah, we can forget what we're doing! Oh, that's true. Thank you for reminding me that I have donuts in the level that's going to kill me the moment I think about donuts. Okay, now how did we do this last time? Because I was starting to read chat on the screen transition. Oh! Wait a second, wait a second. How do we do this so that we don't instantly die on screen transition? This way! Good, okay. Checkpoint, please. Oh gosh. Praise the sun! Oh yes, praise the sun indeed. No! Okay, we have seen the end of this level. We've gotten to the last screen, so we're going to take advantage of the skip mechanism. Okay. If there had been a checkpoint anywhere else, I might have been okay with that. Thanks for rubbing it in, Pyro. You died! Also, more lag issues! Ree! I feel like there's some reference I'm missing in this level with, like, the level tile and how, for some reason, the level rates you with meme numbers as you're going through it. I don't know. I'm not really sure about this level. There's parts about it that I like and parts about it that I really don't like. I hate all of the times where you have to squeeze in between spikes. They're, like, the most stressful obstacles ever, and I hate them. The spike drop is pretty blue, too. You barely have enough time to react to get it all the way to the left before you die. And, of course, lag issues. On the other hand, I know how crazy cannons are used as obstacles rather than enemies. I like how the time bombs are used, and the Gemini egg sections are surprisingly not that bad, mostly because charged shots in this game can pierce through them. It's kind of a mixed bag overall. There's some good in it, but the bad is just really bad. Blech. Didn't really like this level. I got the whole Dark Souls theme. Was that what it was supposed to be? And I know Dark Souls is meant to be hard, but that shouldn't come at the expense of good level design. My main issue was the annoying enemy placements. The best example is one room where you had to climb a ladder to enter, and if you didn't stay at the very bottom, you were sniped by a crazy cannon. There's no indication of what's happening, and new players won't see it coming. Another room killed you if you didn't know to hold right when you were falling. I don't think this level was designed with other players in mind. Thankfully, it wasn't very long, but it still took me a while to beat. Honestly, with so much insta-kill around, I have to wonder how only having one midpoint is even remotely resembling fairness. Yes, this level as a whole isn't too bad to traverse, and while it goes out of its way to be unfair to the player and tries to shove them into spikes, the thing that makes the level frustrating is its stinginess with checkpoints. Stinginess, I think, is what we're looking for. Spreading things about slightly differently, and having two total would get rid of much of the pretty dangerous backtracking if that has to be done. If, for example, the player, me, dies in the spike drop like 5 times in a row. The level playing at only 40 FPS doesn't help the situation, since it merely lengthens the time required to get back where the player died even further. I don't know even how you can screw up the level design this badly. Every movement has to be super precise, and all the areas are filled with unavoidable or barely avoidable enemies. Obstacles are placed very poorly too, unless you do everything perfectly. You will get frustrated way too easily. Other than that, there's nothing particularly redeeming about this level. Why though? I don't mind instant death as a mechanic. I do mind instant death sending me back through several other rooms of very beefy enemies, or lots more other instant death. Your lack of checkpoints not only ratcheted up the tension, it made things very tedious. That last screen, the drop onto spikes right after the Crystal Joes and the pit after that were utter BS too. Just saying. To give credit where it was due, the room with the pole legs and dropping enemies from above by tanking down their ground, that was cool. And I think the fun factor would have been greatly improved by actually sticking checkpoints in areas where, logically, there should be checkpoints. The room with the statue comes to mind. The enemy selection was also utterly pointless, nonsensical, and nothing fit in. Oh, and why the Castlevania theme if you aren't going to do anything remotely Castlevania-y? There were bats. There is a right way and a wrong way to do instant death. This was the wrong way. Now, I enjoyed this. I had fun with this one. But yeah, the checkpoint, that was the seriously biggest problem. Stone Man says, people shouldn't take... Oh, people shouldn't take nice rock for granted. After all, rock is one of the many marbles of the world. My wife, who took a geology class, will love that in 17 seconds when she sees it. From the other room. Well, I don't know why that's blinking like that. What is that all about? 63rd! Peterdun! Combust Man! Peterdun. Goodbye, Gary! Oh. Okay. Why are you so easy? So, pretty basic kind of, like a safe tile set that seems very easy to arrange, but I'm okay with that. Because I know that figuring out how to tile something that looks good and the effort of going into it, especially if you're more interested in level design and playing the game than actually designing it, you know, going with a tile set that's very easy to use, it's just, this is what this block looks like, this is what everything else looks like, is a good way to go. Maybe not as visually compelling as a lot of the other levels, but, you know, works just fine. Why did I do that if I'm going to slide through here? Okay! I'm not sure if this was where I was supposed to go or not. Oh, you were difficult to see. I noticed just as I was falling on you. Okay, can't get back up there so easily. The ladders don't entirely look like ladders to me. I mean, they look enough like ladders. Oh, yeah. So stuff blending into the background. I am okay with being a little sneaky about hiding enemies. That's not worth it. Let's see, does this connect back? Okay, so that was just for the Noble Nickel. Yeah, I'm okay with games being a little bit sneaky about hiding things, but I think I kind of prefer the... This is very... You know that there's something back here, but you can't quite tell kind of look to it, instead of, this is just very, very visually difficult to parse. Oh, animated fire would be good. Oh, I blew that. This is... Okay. Oh. Take that fire. So this is fine. This is just a very standard, safe, decent kind of stage. I would like to know if that's a bottomless pit or not. Because it's always sad when you miss out on multiple paths because that aren't secret paths, because it looks like they might kill you. Ah, which seems to be the case here, so let's go down. Oh, unless I can't. Oh no, I can't! Maybe I can get back to a checkpoint. Oh, I'm getting a donut while I'm teleporting in. These are donuts. So I'm not just consuming massive quantities of donuts. Huh. I'll pause to give you a reprieve from the visuals. Okay. Powdery donut hands do not make for good controller hands. Whoa! Music's pretty neat. It's reminded me of something, but I don't quite remember what. Oh, it's reminding me of the part where I fall into the flame spikes. Whew. Oh, I should go talk to Nightman. Thank you for the reminder. Thank you for the paper towel. My own personal paper towel fairy. Whoa! I was not expecting that. Okay, now I know to expect it. Okay, I was really close. That would have been hilarious if I had gotten the Nickel Noble by accident. Hoink. Okay. Let's be smart about this. Let us Sakugarne it up. Beep, beep, beep. Let's be smart about this. Yeah, the vertical scrolling is really cool, and it technically appears in a Mega Man game. Mega Man 8 has continuous vertical scrolling like that, and that's really cool. That even though not much of Mega Man 8 got included, the couple parts that did are, well, this in the sledding section, actually, which we haven't seen yet, have been okay. Dr. Doodlebutt, Dr. Bowling Pin, and Bow and Arrow? I'm not sure what that was, actually. My screen is really small. Okay! I don't know if he didn't trigger properly or if that was intentional. Thank you, Beeb. This next boss might take a couple tries. Honestly, it's pretty forgettable. For a level called Combust Man, there's a strange, complete, and utter lack of anything remotely related to fire, and the whole level is just some basic setups with Mets, new shotmen, and bounders. I was glad to see that bounders were there, because I was expecting a bunch of 5 and 6 enemies to not get used. Oh, enemies from Mega Man 5 and 6. But they weren't used, like, super interestingly or anything. There's a noticeable amount of challenges that seem laughably skippable, namely the new Shotman right at the start, and anything involving the Met cannons. And this is probably one of the few levels where I just outright call the level ugly. The music is great, but the tiles in the background don't loop very well. And when they get bright orange, it's really eye-searing. I did laugh at the boss, though. That was pretty funny. Overall, it's pretty average. There's clearly effort put into it, but it's just that it doesn't really turn out too well. It really didn't feel like a lot of thought was put into this stage's layout. You could literally avoid a lot of the enemies without any consequences. The graphics were really hard to look at, especially in the boss room. Speaking of the boss, I shot it once with the Mega Buster and it died. The boss seemed unfinished, but maybe it was intentional because it's called Combust Man? A fun little stage, though it could... Whoa. We've slipped into a different accent altogether. How did that happen? A fun little stage, though it could have died. I can't get back to it. I'm sorry. With what it offers, the challenge in this level is fairly simple, but it doesn't ramp up much, with the falling section at the end being mainly difficult due to its unpredictability. The nickel sections, while providing a nice bonus challenge, are held back by their background palette, which often obscures enemies that are placed in these rooms. I like the way Combust Man combusts when you shoot him, though. Pretty funny ending. There's honestly little appeal in this stage. It's way too easy. The level just feels empty and boring most of the time. The graphics are eye-straining and nothing too impressive anyway, and while I always have to give points for having a boss, in this case it's just a still sprite that does nothing and dies in one hit. I pretty much sum up this stage in one word. Boring. This exists? Nice of you to make a custom tile set. It doesn't exactly look remotely in style, but that's forgivable. Less forgivable is assets that clearly should be animated aren't. Pretty sure that was covered by the tutorials. I don't know, the animations are optional, and I mean, yes, the flames could stand to be animated, but I feel like, I don't know. Your main issue is the lack of anything in this stage related to the Robot Master. This stage does nothing interesting, props for using a minor gimmick at least, but you haven't really done much with them, and count bombs by themselves are so generic, levels usually have to use other gimmicks around them since they're so boring. Look at any Mega Man stage that uses count bombs, such as Blizzard Man and Burst Man. They're never the only thing in the stage. There's also a few areas where you can find yourself stuck either using weapons to get out or kill yourself, but these are limited to the noble nickels, so that's not too bad. As for the nickels themselves, these are, quite frankly, the easiest collectibles I've ever encountered. Much like the rest of the stage, no thought was put into them. As I saw the boss corridor, I was not expecting anything to be waiting for me, and was ready for no climax to the stage whatsoever, but I have to praise you for that part. That was great. Shame about the rest of the level. See, that to me strikes me as a first attempt at a level from somebody. That I can see that there's potential with the designer for future endeavors. You know, taking some of that feedback, practicing, doing more things with it. That was fine. That was an okay level. Combust Man says, as an honorary member of the overused dev kit Boss Royal Flush, it's a true privilege to be able to represent my homeland at this festival. And next up, to Nightman, you say. Okay, let's make a detour. While I'm remembering it, we'll go to Nightman, and then we will come back here! I think Nightman was this way. I want to fly so high, let's go to the bar. Whoop! Takes an awful long time. I feel like Nightman should be at the start of the bar, if this is a place you're going to come back to frequently. Ah! I can feel that you have at least 10 nickels! I think Nightman's just going to sound differently stupid every time. As promised, here's a reward. Take and eat, thank. Come back when you have, say, 20 nickels. Okay. Now that would have been a sad bonus if I was already maxed out on E-Tanks. Hub, 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 hub. Wait. It's this way. Wait, no, that's tier 2. What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? Who are you? Did I talk to you? Quake Woman! Haha! I'm on the lookout in case the Emerald Spears show up and cause trouble. So, a Mega Man SD? Shattered Diamond boss, as I recall? 8th tier? I'm walking around the hub a little more while we're out here. Some weird penguin guy went into that tower. I wonder what he was doing. Citizen! Have you heard about that machine in the arcade? The one about the city? I heard there was something fishy with it. Can't go into that building. I've heard that the so-called best levels are in a faraway place full of rainbows! Those rainbows better have my name in them! Tier 9. Up ahead is the main festival grounds! There's all the best simulations there! This is the best ever! Okay, let's not go that way. We don't like fun. Slide. Slide, slide. That is the one issue with laying things out in a long, long flat line rather than having connecting ladders going up and down to different screens. That it takes a long time to cross back and forth, especially if you forget where you're going. Because at least with the... I still want to jump on those like they're the only solid platforms there. But I think with whatever I'm saying, I'm sure it wasn't important. Let's go on to a new subject. I've completely forgotten. Okay, so we didn't actually go in here yet, right? 60-second liquafool, the Dampening, score 23. Yeah, I'm looking forward to McWiley's. I like this music. Okay. So I get the sense already things are going to be a little silly with those guys being in there. This is very, very Splash Woman-y. Oh, I was going to go back and buy stuff. Remind me after this stage is done. What am I doing? So the 1-up actually isn't entire... Okay, it's necessary. Because it's just a full health refill in this game. Nice to have. Dope! Would you trigger for me? Thank you. You know what? I think I can make this jump. Oh, but how do I... Wait, what? Hold it down? Oh, this could be problematic if you don't have Slash Claw here. Okay. This is tricky. I like this. I don't think it's... I think this could have been tidied up a little bit more. I individually like these challenges. I'm not fond of how this is presented. I'm gonna try and go down the hole, just in case, and it should save my key. Well, this is really confusing, and I don't know why. Well, I know why you're stuck there, because you glitched on a pole leg that isn't there anymore. Oh, right. Let's see, where can I look at this and think? So, yeah, there's... I'm having difficulty wrapping my head around what I'm looking at. I'm assuming you want to slash claw that, but for what purpose I'm not sure. I don't know if I can have more than one M-tank, but we shall find out. Ow. Oh, okay. Ah, you cannot. Well, which makes sense, because that's how it is in Mega Man 5, but... Whoa! I was expecting you because you look similar to other enemies that you would normally find here. That you would be easily... that you would be floating down. Okay, I guess we go down this way. Yeah, please, please, please. Oh gosh. Not... Hopefully this is not death. Yeah, please, please, please be clear, cool, about what is a bottomless pit, and what is the continuation of the level, and what is a, I like that they're glowing in the dark, what is a connection to the next screen, and what's just a wall. Please don't do things like that. I wonder if Flash Stopper... Nope. So I have a slight advantage in that when I unpause, everything is visible for a second. This is reminding me of, what is it, Section I of Mega Man ZX. Area I. Which is unique. You don't get to see that very often in Mega Man, at least. It's used in other games. Oh, I realized just too late I was going to bounce too high into that. Checkpoint. 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 Okay. Could be much worse. Alright. These are okay. This is just meant to make you panic. I'm more okay with it now. I was not okay with it at the time. Truth be told, I kind of enjoy making the player panic about things that aren't really all that difficult. I always like that. This is not nearly as hard as it looks. Kind of design. No, I'm not really frustrated. I just don't want to go back and redo all of that again. Because that was unexpected. Oh, okay. Because these levels come from all different creators who have all different ideas about what's fair and what's challenging. And as we've seen, checkpoint placement isn't always first on everybody's list of things that you make sure you're doing well. Or at all. So, I am a little concerned when I get into new stages where it's taken an awful lot of effort, well, that's a spike, to get somewhere, and all of a sudden I die, and I'm like, I don't know where I'm going to start back, because there's not, the level architecture doesn't really give any hint that, oh, this is totally a checkpoint room, and the inconsistency in, that's fun. The inconsistency in which levels actually have decent checkpoint placement makes me panicky every time I die. That's still a spike, but I am, can this actually get destroyed by anything? It can. Oh no! You lose the key if you die? Well, that's not very good at all. Neither's that. So, word to the wise, don't go that way. Checkpoint. Checkpoint. Okay! It works! I knew that was a possibility. That's not a possibility I was ready for. Okay, my chief complaint with this level is that there is so much going on that it is really difficult for me to focus on what the main challenge is supposed to be. And fortunately, the visuals are simple enough that I'm not being distracted by the graphics as well. But this is nerve-wracking when I get into a place and I'm like, I don't... Huh, well, checkpoint's right there. I read with what kind of logic hamsters looking wall can kill you. I'm not sure. Probably should have put on Sakugarne, but I don't... No, wait, that's Noble Nickel. Where am I going? Okay, stop and think for a second. Where does that connect to? But that's really the only place to go, so probably out here. Yes. Okay. So, good use of a wide variety of water enemies. I like that we're not, like birds, for example. Those are the best water enemies. I like that there's a very solid, strong theme going on here. Just to mess with you. But you know what? I don't actually need to. I'll just waste it. I'll waste it! Just random stuff going on there, that's fun. Yes, level designers were able to collaborate. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Okay, you're fake. That's fine. Interesting. I would have liked them if they were like hard hats or something. Can I talk to you? Nothing like a stroll through a peaceful forest. Needs more bees, though. I can provide! Oh, it still needs more bees? I can still provide! Would you be so kind as to get out of the way? That's really obnoxious that you have moved there. We're going to leave the screen and come back in the hope that you won't be standing on my... Look, bees! Be distracted! Some of the ideas presented here are neat. I like the, singular pole egg puzzle, question mark, in the level, and the darkness rooms are kind of neat. The Noble Nickel in one of them was devious but fair, yeah, but there's just not much done with anything. Really, the level just kind of jumps all over the place with its ideas. There's pole eggs, there's 3 dark rooms total, there's wave bubbles, there's Galaxy Man, portals... It's all over the place. Lots of good ideas, but not really great execution. The level needed to pick up 2 or 3 and focus on them, rather than just throwing around a bunch of stuff. That sentence almost worked. As a result, the level just feels like a jumble. It still plays okay, though, and some of the setups I like. Some of the Noble Nickels are pretty garbage, though. Namely the one where you have to, drag a key, around for half the level and not die. Also cool boss. I always drink before I get to Jupi's comment. I don't know why. That's just how I do it. This level has some really sloppy design, and it's way too cramped. Enemies felt like they were randomly placed around the level. The darkness gimmick was nice, but it fell out of place. I don't really know what else to say other than the fact that this level was weird. Bleh. This level feels sort of random. I like its general idea of sinking deep into the ocean, dodging spikes, and then coming back out for some reason. Did Mega Man forget where to go? But I think the execution on this is sort of anything to get the player there rather than, okay, let's do something consistent. There are a lot of elements in this level that don't get to see a second use. I wish they did, because reusing them in later segments and mixing them with what's been introduced since would have made this more interesting. Instead you jump on to the next comment because you don't want to read anymore. This level feels like an experiment. It has a nice aesthetic, and I like how it gets dark for a few screens, but the gameplay is something I find a bit underwhelming. There are a lot of flaws here. Problems such as a random enemy and obstacle placement exist in this level, making many sections cheap, not to mention how some noble nickels require either high precision, prior knowledge of the stage, or death, as they could be impossible to get without dying. This stage is also fairly frustrating, primarily because of those reasons. Nothing here is particularly interesting. Other than that, only one other thing to mention. Was there really not any music of better quality available? Because it sounds absolutely awful. Yikes. This stage was hideous. In fact, it's practically unfinished. I should not be seeing bare grey tiles from the Game Maker editor, and the music choice was really dull. With that out of the way, let's get down to the real issues with the stage. This is seriously unfocused. It's like a kid with ADD. Loopholes! Wait, no Galaxy Man teleporters! Wait, no Wave Man bubbles! This doesn't particularly give any of the gimmicks a time to shine, and obviously, while there is thought behind these, they're just sort of middling. There's one seriously cool segment of your stage, the darkness area. This is actually a great gimmick, and the fact it doesn't spawn in when you enter a screen is also great, allowing you to see your surroundings before partially blinding you, so at least you have a rough idea of where to look for the goodies. It's a little glitchy though. Standing on an extreme edge of the screen causes it to fail. Whoops! The main problem, it's only used on 3 screens. 3. One of these screens is a mini-boss that doesn't take advantage of fact. It doesn't take advantage of fact! Shame! I love the concept behind it. The seemingly random nature of everything really lets the stage down overall. I am glad there is some sort of climax to the stage, but it probably should have involved an actual challenge since it's impossible to fail it. As it stands, it's just a time waster. Okay then. I had fun with that, but I think, yeah, individual sections were good. The level as a whole could have used some tidying. What do we got here? 61st! Shoe Slime 64 with Taco Man, score of 23. Let me just check what's down here. I'm confused. I've lost track of the numbering, and I can never tell, do I go to the end of this current section, or do I go to the first ladder that I see? 62nd, okay, so 61st is next. Okay. Here we go. Oh my. Preston made that one. Let's see. Jewel Satellite. Okay. How long can I get through with just this barrier? That far, huh? I'm sorry. Let's see. I used to be terrible at these kinds of platforms. I got really good at them after Mega Man Endless. Well, maybe not really good at them, but definitely better than I had been. Okay, so I will concede that I'm not very good at staying out of places that kill me today. I will concede that this music can potentially be a little grating on the ears. Well, that didn't work the way I wanted it to. That didn't either. I should have just done it the way I did before, but I don't want to ruin my performance with completely botching it the second time around. I don't mind this music as much as... Oh gosh, why did I do that? My pausing was too slow to hit the metal. I'm sorry. I should stop trying to make excuses for the music. I'm just saying I'm more tolerant of this music than a lot of other people seem to be, and I'm sorry I keep making you re-listen to it by dying so frequently here. Jump. I like the big butterflies from Mega Man and Bass Challenger from the future. Oh no! Being used. Invincibility frames. Of course, you're also talking to the guy who's like, well, the Mega Man 2 for Game Boy soundtrack isn't horrendously terrible. Like, yes, it's problematic, but I can put up with it. Oh no! I don't want to blow up in the ceiling. That would be super tragic. We are going to put this on for safety. And then die. I am doubting there will be a checkpoint. Oh wow! I am really, really surprised. Thank you. I think it would be completely appropriate in any other Mega Man game to not have a checkpoint yet, but because this is a fan game and we're more interested in making sure people can get to the end of the level, then, you know, because we have such a wide variety of challenge, or ability levels here. It's kind of fun. I think it's better to err on the side of too easy rather than too hard for this type of game. You know, we haven't had enough of these. Okay, you just go back down, do what you were doing. Is it the boss already? Okay, cool. Well, at least it's a short stage, or so it seems to be. Taco Man! Is that like a Guts Man? No, maybe not. Bees like tacos! I don't think that actually did any damage. Yes, because we're slicing tacos. Brilliant. Ba-da-ba. Okay. Amusing. I would suggest stopping Hornet Man from walking all the way over onto the text boxes. I'm okay with him moving around a little bit, but that's a bit too much. Oh my Buddha, the music, it's awful, make it stop. Besides the horrendous music, the level design exists. There's like 8 screens total. Most of the difficulty really just comes from really annoying jumps with the Shadow Man platforms rather than legitimate challenges, though I do kind of like the room with the cannon and I still can't pronounce them. But other than that, it just exists. It's over incredibly quickly and doesn't do much. The boss fight also leaves much to be desired. The jumping and mega taco attacks are fine, but the lobbing taco attack comes out far too fast to react to properly. There really isn't much else to say about the level. It has like 8 screens, it sure exists, it's blah. I'm sorry, but that music is just terrible. I almost had to mute this level. Anyway, the level itself posed a decent challenge, but it was a bit too short. Taco Man himself was kind of unfair because his primary attack, throwing a giant taco at you, was way too fast and gave the player next to no time to react since it wasn't telegraphed well. This stage completely omits the concept of teaching its mechanics to the player. As a result, it's pretty fun and rewarding if you know the stage and know what you're doing, but it's pretty inaccessible to a player who doesn't. To players who don't. A more streamlined design would have helped the level in building up a difficulty curve and would have prevented it from doing unpredictable things such as the drop into spikes. Our ugly Taco Boy isn't the most exciting boss to fight, but he's a fair one and pretty delicious. There's nothing remotely likable about this level. Gary, the positive judge. The level design is horrible. Obstacles and enemies are seemingly placed randomly and often make certain parts of the level unfair. Also, the music's absolutely awful, and boss's sprites look disgusting. Other than that, the level just feels generic and uninteresting. That was short. There are some decent platforming challenges here, 1 or 2 rather clever mixes of enemies and gimmicks. It's not bad overall, but there doesn't seem to be much to say. I guess my main beef with this stage was the room with the Sparkman platforms and the Met and blue platform was a bit of a weird one. That blue platform looks like you should be able to jump through it, but it's a solid object, which confused me the first time I died there. And on the second time, only then did I realize what had happened. Actually, no, my main beef with the stage is in the taco, because that's where you put the beef, is the aesthetics. Capital A, or lack thereof. There is no theming in the level, the tile sets don't quite match each other, and the music, my poor ears. I actually turned the music off whilst playing the game. This is a little too short for its own good, I think, but it's certain one of the better average levels. I was very surprised by having an actual robot master. As hideous as he is, he's a decent boss. Well... How can I compete with Doctor Who coming on? Pirate Men! Arr, those scallywags and their drills digging through 'em with the tunnels. If they used the mines, they'd be done so much faster. My mines. 60th, Adrian0901. Candy Panic, score 23. Alright, Candy Panic. Just out of curiosity, how much longer do we have to go? We have this one, whatever that is. And we have, oh gosh, don't hurt me. And we have that. Okay, so we're close, we're getting there. I have like 3 or 4 donuts left in my bag to sustain me until like 3 in the afternoon. So obviously this is going much longer than I was expecting, which is good that we're not coming back to this until later tonight. Yeah, so here we go, Candy Panic. Cute. And this is, oh, I know this music, don't tell me. Wait, we don't even need a 1-up there. Why do we... Because it doesn't even act as a 1-up. That's alright, maybe that wasn't communicated, or maybe the person didn't notice that. Bad placement. Boo placement. I know this music. I can hum along to it. It's just, why am I blanking on what it's actually from? Like, are those bottomless pits down there? Are these foregrounds or backgrounds? Who can say? I can say. It's a bottomless pit. I think it's Mario? I want to say it's Mario. Yeah. Was I supposed to jump over that? Was that the actual solution to that? Or was I supposed to slide under the snow that completely looks like it's solid? Ow! Should have known better. Ah, can't see the bullets! For all of the snow! You're like, this music is Wily Castle from Mega Man 2. I'm like, oh, right. Sorry, I should have caught that one. Yoshi's Island. I knew that it was Mario, but mainstream Mario didn't seem right. Message from Candyman! Wondering which demise to choose? If you're going the top way, expect some cake climbing! Got swift action because I love them! Oh, and those annoying bird enemies? If you're going deep, expect some steamy hot chocolate diving I'm uncomfortable, including some highly toxic chocolate because I felt like it! And your dog! I heard you like music changes, so I put a music change in your cake cave! Oh my gosh, what is going on? Okay. More of you! Why are you always there? Betrayal by bees. Could have jumped had it not been for getting that power-up at a most inopportune time. No, why am I bad? Okay, we're going to do this the can I do it way. Well, that worked. I like that that is somehow a viable tactic. Alright. Strawberries and whipped cream. Delightful. I always get to these cliffs and I'm like, do I rush jet through here? Do I just jump down? I wish I knew. Oh gosh, I wish I knew. Please be clear about where I'm supposed to go in your level. Oh, it's a ladder somehow. This is probably not the way I was supposed to go. I feel like I'm backtracking. I suspect I'm backtracking. This is probably the other path. Okay, here we go. Oh, read something. Message from Candyman! Sorry, I'm absent because someone decided to destroy my havoc-wreaking code and reprogram me to make candy for children, Dr. Light! To compensate for this, I left you a Metal Man instead! Okay. That's kind of funny. I'm trying to think if there's another dev kit boss who would have been... Oh, I deflected his own metal blade back into him and that's why he died. That's awesome. Okay. That is an incredibly confusing tile set. It's really unclear what's solid and what isn't. Besides that, feels like you focused way more on aesthetics than gameplay. The level design is just weird and there's no real difficulty curve. It's just stuff. The Guts Lift rides are extremely easy, and the one on the cave path, you can just stand there and the tellies will never hit you. There's empty stretches of land where the only enemy in your way is a Combustibles! Then suddenly a Metal Man fight at the end, except there's no conveyor belt or any semblance of difficulty, just evaporates into thin air. The level is just really bizarrely designed, and you probably only get hit ever by random surprise enemies, like every one that I came across, like the cannon at the start. It's a blah level overall. Oh, I need to take a drink here. It's tradition. First of all, why is there a 1-up at the beginning of the level? You know there's refill your health, so it has no use, right? Anyway, this was a really fun level. It felt very casual, a nice stroll through a land of candy. I like how you made a split path, but I don't think there was enough difference in the gameplay between the two. One was vertical and one was horizontal, but both sections were basically riding guts lifts over pits and spikes. Maybe keep the guts lifts in the vertical section and use another gimmick, like the falling rocks, in the cave section. Also, the graphics in the beginning didn't really look good, and it was hard to tell what you could walk through and what you had to slide through. Still, the design was good, and it played well as a Mega Man level. I don't entirely agree with all of that. This level seemed to take a lot of its inspiration from Mega Man 1. However, at the same time, it seems to only look at that inspiration at a surface level. It takes its assets and proposes a similar structure without looking deeper and figuring out what kind of design was used to make these classic levels fun to play. As a result, this level throws around enemies without much thought, has a split path where one side is much shorter, and resorts to text in order to explain some of its mechanics, which is something you never want to have to do as a designer. Toxic Chocolate wouldn't even harm Mega Man because he's Steel type, so what even? Jokes aside, I found this level to be rather irritating. I questioned its decisions at almost every screen, where the sections in which I didn't do so felt like they were ripped straight out of a classic title. I'm not really sure what to say about this level. I liked how it looked, but that's about it. It's honestly pretty boring. The level design is nothing special. I genuinely don't have a lot to say about this one. It's just a standard generic level. I guess this level was trying to ape the tropes of Mega Man 1? That is a rather bad game to emulate for a level design contest, especially since that game's tropes were pretty lackluster compared to the rest of the series. This level was pretty dull, with the only interesting segment being the vertical climb on the Guts Man lifts, and not by much, but I do think the enemies chosen there were appropriate in placement and challenge. The rest of this level does nothing. It is almost entirely enemies, and enemies by themselves are boring, especially when the bare minimum of thought is put into their placement. The caverns are especially dull. You didn't even use one of the primary features of the Guts Man lift. Another rather major issue is the tile set. It's not bad to look at, and it's been well tiled, but it actively hinders the level. Here's what I mean. The tile set seems to have functions to actively confuse the player. I'm not sure how the cake frosting is supposed to look like something you can slide through, because it does not look that way at all. Additionally, spikes in the level do not look like spikes. Oh yes, I wanted to go buy stuff. I'll do that after I do the boss, I guess. They seriously blend in with the background, and even after I'd realized there were spikes, I still jumped into them because they are so similar to the rest of the surroundings, your mind just sort of forgets what they look like. Instant death hazards really need to stand out. The poison chocolate gimmick is just stupid. It acts like spikes, it should probably be spikes, because there is no visual difference between the poison chocolate and regular chocolate. Having a sign to tell the player that this thing will suddenly kill them is really poor game design. I was also very disappointed by your signature robot master not turning up. After having him taunt the player throughout the stage, you've pretty much wasted any goodwill the player would have had with your level concept, and instead, a dev kit boss who doesn't even make sense in your stage. Ending the level how you did might just be worse than not having a proper climax at all, actually. Yes, while I am thinking of it, we will race back to the shop. Oh, because we're at $9.99, and I don't want to waste any more bolts that I could be picking up. Beep, 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 beep. Back to the lab. I wonder if I hit exit again, if it will... Wait, are you new? I love the bees sent out by the Hornet Chaser. They're super cute, and they can grab items too. Bees, bees, bees. Mars from Mega Man 5 for Game Boy. Those weakling robots and humans complaining about having to walk! They should just eradicate that issue by installing treads like I did! A nice outfit, I suppose. Is it really a costume, though? I didn't even realize that was something you could look at. Kalinka says, Roll's costume shop is so cool, I can live my life. Wait, that's not even her voice. Roll's costume shop is so cool, I can live with my wild... you know, we're just not going to talk anymore. Thank you for doing the reverse of the Magma 1. Concrete Man wearing Kalinka's costume. I appreciate that greatly. Hi again, brother! Feel free to buy a costume, or pick one you've already bought. Bass, blues, roll. No question. Leave the shop and don't spend money. Wait, I messed that up. Again, the buttons are swapped from where I expect them to be. Let's try this again. Okay, so B is not cancel. B is let's play as roll. Oh, you want to be me, huh? Well, who wouldn't? Though I guess that means I'll have to be you. Oh my. Nice. Why do you even run this shop? I thought you wanted to be a nurse. Okay. We will go back for other skins later, but for now, we are gonna roll with this. Oh! I like the multicolored glowy shot there, that's cool. Eddie says, welcome back, Roll! I see you've amassed a lot of cash. Buy whatever you want. Nice. I like that it recognizes when things are different. Oh, we should talk to Dr. Light, too. So let's get the Buster upgrade. What was this? Well, oh, knockback, okay. And actually, increasing the drop rate's good because that'll help keep my health filled throughout levels. And does that leave me enough? I wasn't counting. No, not quite. That's alright. Okay, so I got some good stuff now. And I like that the Cool Club up in the roof is still blocked off. I'm hoping that'll come loose later. Dr. Light says, I'll put more dialogue here later. Lol, Pyro. Awesome. Let's see Roll's different color schemes. That's a good one. I like that. So let's see. Back to the forest. Oh, you can check that out too. Ah, it must be an invisible cloak. I feel like I could optimize my loadout by wearing this outfit. Nice. Red Mage reference. Now, wait a second. Do you have different dialogue with people? Okay, so maybe places where Mega Man talks to himself are different if you talk to other people as, like, Roll or one of the other people. Let's see, anything... I know, we have, like, one level and then everybody needs to go home. Still locked. Okay, that's fine. I don't want to go to the arena fight, so... back out we go. Bye, Parmesan! Wait, 2-3. Back to the forest. Oh, yeah. Why are you doing that? Boing. Alright, almost there, almost there! Also, I'm not sure I like that random nub of grass that looks like there's a glitch, like why can't I walk through the... Oh, actually, I need to jump up over that, okay. What do we do? Taco Man, we've been here. 59th place, BBLIR, Forgotten Fortress, score 24. Wait a second. Pyro's least favorite. Ouch. Oh, and just to make sure, this is the one that we did play before, right? We're not skipping ahead. Adrian, yes, we read Candy Panic. Okay, Roll, you ready to tackle this one? Uh-huh. This is another one I play-tested. The original version of this stage... Well, we'll play it for a while and then talk about it. Ah, there's a skip here. So you can actually go left. I've played this stage more than any of the others that I play-tested. So I should hopefully be pretty decent at getting through it in a reasonable amount of time. And actually, to make life easier, we are going to rush Jet through this whole thing. Even though, yes, you can definitely platform through this section, that's not a problem. But with how long this stream has already been going... Oh, and it looks like it's frozen now. Hang on a second, I think the stream might be frozen. Oh, that was a bad place to pause. I just noticed that my stream appeared to be frozen for a second. Okay. We'll do this over again. But yes, so I playtested this one, and this is another one of those instances where you look at what the designer has as their vision for the level, and you make your comments, but at a certain point, if you start playtesting late in the game, there's not a lot you can do to really overhaul the level. This one is very long, and my chief critique with it was that this whole intro section here just gets you to the start of where the level really starts to hit its main gimmick. But we do have some variety here, some different kinds of things. Close the game now, and to close the game now, and then in order to make it save. What am I doing? Oh, is it still completely bugging out on me? Chat, let me know if the game is... I can't entirely watch what's going on the preview screen. Let me know if it's entirely unwatchable now. Because I think it's starting to skip a lot from the look of it. So we have low gravity here. It's not unwatchable, my wife says. Excellent. Well, let's see how I can ruin it with my commentary. So this is a little bit of a surprise. I wasn't sure what that was for a second. Okay. So I like the kind of sunset-y look to this. Oh no! One of the few levels I've seen to actually use slopes. Okay, here we go. Now, so here is where we start to get the main gimmick of the level, which is multiple paths. Okay? It took something on the order of like 28 screens to get to this point. That is an entire Mega Man level. So, and there's multiple exits and lots of noble nickels. Fortunately, it is possible to go back through here in one sitting and collect everything. I don't know if I'm actually going to end up doing that this time. And there's also a trick to sneak through the level a little faster. Oh, no, no, no! There we go. Could always use one of these. Okay, there we go. So, I do have to say, having seen the original draft of this level, and going through 2 or 3 rounds of playtesting... It's a sign, it looks icy. Let's be careful. BBLIR was good about taking in feedback. You know, there's still a lot of things that I would like to change, but you can't really change them without overhauling the entire nature of the level. But of the things that I pointed out as, you know, these are really problematic, this is cheap, this is unfair, this is too difficult, BBLIR was really good about incorporating feedback and changing things without compromising on the creative vision here, so I respect that. Not going to get myself out of here so easily. Yeah, okay, there we go. Although I do find this is one of those levels that is, you know, I recognize the flaws and the things that people complained about with Maze of Death, my submission to Magma 1. Oops! One of the things that, that I think we see a lot with some of these level design contests is people just get so excited because they have so many ideas of trying to pack in too much. And it's very, very hard to self-edit, especially if you don't have many opportunities. Like, if you're doing game design all the time, okay, maybe. But being a fan who's never been able to design... Oh no, I blew it! I blew it! Fortunately, these are the style of laser that don't kill you instantly. There's a secret here that I want to go get to. Crash Man! I forget what works on you. Not any of the things that I'm doing, evidently. We are going to use an M-Tank, because there's one right here. Oh, I think it's Slash Claw, which is bad, because that's not a good weapon to... Why is it... Is it Slash Claw? Yeah, it's Slash Claw. Why is it that Crash Man always has the worst weapons that he's weak to? I feel like he's, like, the one boss that just always says, no, 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 no. Any weapon that would make sense to use against me? Nah, just forget it. We'll have something that just kind of guarantees you're going to get hit. So this is just a fun extra. You know... That'll do. Oh, air shooter's a good weakness when he's up in the air. That's okay. You still need to get a little close to him at first. But I'm thinking, like, Mega Man Endless, I wasn't thrilled with needing to slide through him with Charge Kick. Mega Man 3, when you do the refight, I was not thrilled with Hard Knuckle being a weakness. Another secret here. Okay, so, a lot of stuff going on in here. Let's see if... Whoops. If Jewel Satellite has anything to offer. I can't easily find Jewel Satellite. And... let's try here. Or shoot it to the left, that's okay. What else we got? Why are you not shooting to the right? That is so confusing. I like how the lava is still floating in air, even though there's nothing attached to it now. Too many tadpoles! I'm out of Jewel Satellite. As I recall, there is a secret hidden in one of these boxes. Just need to live long enough to see it. If the stream takes a break after the boss, it will be back at 7 PM Eastern Time tonight. Which at this rate will give you like half an hour to recover. It is a little too chaotic in here. Yay, double eagle! Huzzah! Let's see where this teleporter goes. Whee! BBLIR says, I don't have much to say here, so I might as well tell the credits. The stage music was composed by Dead Team, not sure which member, but regardless, the Crash Man boss fight music is a remix by RushJet1. Basically, everything else was made by me. About this fortress. This is an old fortress that has been recently taken over by Wily. The original owner is unknown, but he has scattered power-ups in certain areas to aid you. Since this fortress is so old, the high gravity has caused the walls to weaken. Be careful. Okay. Let's talk to this poor hard hat. Help! I have no arms! I can't get up! Over 1! It's such a shame that my game was terrible. Quick says, I don't know what I'm doing here. Airman says, Fuck! The internet is full of really pathetic people! Seriously! My fight is not that hard! Wee! The hard hat on top. Zapmet! Moo! Oh, I don't want to talk to Airman again. I don't want to talk to Airman again. Mr. Blah! Don't mind me, I'm just a fan character with no name. Named Mr. Blah. I don't know if that's Navi with him on purpose or if I can talk to Navi separately. I'm very pleased. I got a statue. This is me, Flashman85, as sort of a thank you for playtesting assistance. I thought that was cool. And so now, this actually leads back here, so we don't want to backtrack, but now you know a shortcut that you can use to get yourself to here, which is close to the end of the level. Alright, and now we go through here. This section is much better than it used to be because there were, you could fall directly into spikes that were at the very top of the screen previously, that you would not see until you were on that screen. So, yeah, again, I will emphasize that BBLIR was very good at taking feedback, and now we are here at the end. I love the Wily statues, but I'm not going to look into them quite yet, because I have a key! You look suspicious. One of you looks suspicious. Wily, keep still, he might not notice me! So now we see if this actually works. Yes! That tended to break frequently on me. Alright, so now we've got easy access to all of the different paths. Block trains and other gimmicks can be frozen with the flash stopper. So if you don't want to redo that whole stage, you can go back and clear out the whole thing. There's a set of hidden rooms. One can be accessed by sliding through the left wall in the room with the single Crashman platform path. The other is in the Quickman laser drop and is also available via a teleporter in this room. Don't worry, they are connected. No, I don't want to talk again! No, don't read anymore! Can I hit those question blocks? Yes, I will do that at the end. That's how you end the level. Hint box says, Crashman has been hidden in this level. Hint, he is located somewhere in the Quickman laser drop. Hint box, there's a hidden Yashichi in the ceiling of the blue path before the big room. Teleporter is to the top right. So to make absolutely sure that you've gotten everything. Unfortunately, I'm colorblind, and I'm not sure which one was the blue path and which one was the purple path. I honestly don't remember what I took. But I just came from the lab. Oh, but you know what? There's a little bit of background, and I think I did not take the blue path? Yes! Okay. And you can actually cross back here. This links back up to where we were before. Oh! Almost got through there safely. Sneaky, sneaky. So, let's see. Okay, and you can go back and forth if it turns out you don't remember which way you want to go. Or if you've gone somewhere and you're like, oh wait, I've already taken this path, because it can be challenging to remember. Yeah, I don't want to mess with those. I also don't want to mess with these. These are tricky. And good place to refill on everything. Oh, here we go. Hang on a second. There we go. Oops. Take that. I don't think I can go left here. Yeah, that one's cut off. So here, we're gonna redo this section. I think just for the sake... Oh, I had it before where if I'm fast enough, you can slide before the Joe falls all the way to the ground. I think I'm just gonna go whole hog on this one and try and hit all of the areas at once, because that initial section is fairly long to redo, and I'm probably going to forget which ways I went. So because the stream is already kind of running overtime anyhow, let's just follow this train into the station. And hopefully, the later stages in the higher tiers will go faster, because I get the distinct impression that the judges aren't entirely thrilled about stages that are too long. So my guess is that the higher tier stages will be of a more normal length. We will get to those. We will get to those. Uh-oh. This problem again! I thought we fixed this! Boo! Okay, we're not going to do everything here. We're just going to skip to the end. Oh, well that's interesting. We will see that other screen again. And I'm not getting that noble nickel because I'm assuming that's one of the ones that I could have gotten normally when I see the other paths. I do plan on going back and replaying all of these to 100% completion, looking at all the multiple paths. So Pyro says, oh, wow, wow, this is pretty awful. There is one absolutely massive flaw in this level in that it has literally no idea what it's doing. Virtually every gimmick in the engine appears at some point, or at least it feels like it, and the level is so insanely unfocused that I don't even know what to think of it, besides it's really messy. None of the gimmicks are ever focused on or used well, and they constantly just fly in and out of existence. Nonsensical design is everywhere, like an excruciatingly long auto-scroll with a black background and almost no enemies, but plenty of Nightman bouncers, a random section where there's a block train that seems to want to crush you before you can blow past it before it gets close enough to you. I didn't read that right. And asinine amounts of split paths. The latter is what utterly kills the level for me. Everything sprawl, everywhere in every direction you can think of. It makes it completely impossible to have a sense of where you are at all, and this is amplified by the utter lack of focus. It took me over an hour to slog through the entire thing and get the energy element and all 4 noble nickels, and it was incredibly unpleasant and absolutely boring experience. And on top of that, there's a bajillion weird secrets too, like some room with a ton of NPCs, and a bonus fight with a strangely drawn Crash Man with actually a kind of creative arena, but not really. This level is just a giant mess, and I did not enjoy it in the slightest. Jupy says, I really enjoyed the nice platforming challenges this level provided. There were so many different gimmicks used in this stage, and they were all used so well. I love how the judge opinions are starting to divide here. The best part for me was the force beam section, because there were clear outlines showing where the force beams were. Yes, I agree, that was done well. This is how you make a challenging level without having it be exceedingly difficult. My main issue was that the level lagged a lot. It wasn't game-breaking, but it did make some parts of the stage pretty annoying. Also, the Crash Man fight, what even was that? I tried my best to like this level, but unfortunately the heavy lag I had when playing through it made this pretty much impossible, which is funny because I don't really remember much lag when I was testing this. Couple that with the maze-like structure of the level, and playing it felt more like a chore. Why am I starting to slip into this? As a fun experience, which is a shame. The level has ideas that it proposes and has a lot to offer, maybe offered to the point where it becomes too much. The confusing layout of the level made me lose all sense of direction, and even after several playthroughs, I wasn't able to build a cognitive map of the level. When I got to the ending room, the first time I picked up the key and completely missed the exit. Heading back to the door, I thought the level only just now got started, and while somewhat scared, I was also excited to look through the level in order to find Crash Man, who I assumed would hold the energy element. Sadly, Crash Man's room is a mess, and getting to him didn't feel very rewarding. I eventually found the energy element on my 3rd visit to the room. On a more general note, we are going to ditch this voice, whatever that is. The level doesn't do a very good job of ramping up its difficulty or maintaining any kind of consistency. This level has everything, but doesn't really play around with anything, which is a shame. This is a complicated one to review. As a level, it's good, the level design is mostly solid, and it's pretty fun to play through. However, this level splits into so many paths it becomes hard to even replay the stage without feeling annoyed at repeating the same section again. This is especially a problem if you're trying to get the noble nickels, which are scattered throughout the whole level, so getting them is a pain. Otherwise, it's a good stage, ideas are interesting, and the level's graphics and music are good. There comes a point where you need to stop. You went past it. You seriously dropped the ball here, man. This was a slog. I had so little fun playing the stage, I wanted to quit partway through. I'm not even joking. So, I'm going to get the positive out of the way first. Your original assets are well drawn, although the color scheme is absolutely garish and hard on the eyes a fair bit, which is why your aesthetics score is suffering significantly. Oh, that's why aesthetics is capitalized. We're talking about it as a score. And your opening area was great. Good conveyance, good design, really well thought out. Then I got to the second area, and the third, and the fourth, and then why? I know there was a lot in the dev kit, but you didn't need to use every single starting gimmick. You didn't know when to stop. Every idea that came to you was put in. There is such a thing as too much. There really is. Later on in the stage, you seemed to stop thinking, and did the bare minimum requirement to implement a segment. The absolutely bare minimum. In all fairness, there is nothing wrong with any of these rooms aside from how easy they are. This is actually to your stage's benefit, believe me. And a lot of these areas, aside from 1 or 3 gimmicks, introduce themselves well, and there is a lot of them which don't. The Crashman platform segment comes to mind, but okay. Pick a gimmick, pick a second gimmick, maybe a third, and stick to them. Start doing clever stuff with them, and maybe this would work. Everything in the dev kit, though? Blech. There's also the enemies. Obviously, the variety here is as bad as the gimmicks, way too many of them. Tone things down, do not put the bare minimum of thought into the execution of most areas of your stage, and maybe you could have make something enjoyable. You have the makings of a good designer, just scale back next time. This wasn't fun. Oh, and I'd say hello to a dev kit boss, but I sort of just rolled my eyes at that point. I'm not sure what good making him so gangly was, but it didn't help matters. Time Man! I apologize for any inconveniences I may have caused you in the previous level. Sometimes there are unintended side effects of tinkering with time. I'm not sure what that's all about, actually. Tier 3 boss! Oh, by the way, the info boxes, when they are not given a specific name, I believe just pull the X and Y coordinates of your level, or of that particular text box, something like that. It's not just random. What? Doorman! Okay, this is from Mega Man Rocks. Looks good, doesn't it, sir? I feel they captured my likeness very well. I'll be with you in just a moment. I'll be with you in a moment, sir. Just wait for me. Sir or madam. Sir, hold the door, please. Ah, okay. Let's hope this works out better. I had a very difficult time with this fight when I streamed this. You mega jerk! Is common courtesy not programmed into your matrix? Manners cost nothing, good sir. The answer that is building inside me burns with a passion yet unheard of. So that inner fire will send you to the internal domination of That's Not Rights of Silicon Hello Kitty. Prepare to burn along with all the photocopiers! Sorry, that last one was not where I wanted it to be. Oh, so many health bars, why? Burp. Well, let's see. How do we like these? I don't think we like these. I've always had difficulty with layering. I'm not sure if I want to get that yet. I've always had difficulty with... Oh, I need to pay attention to the boss fight. Boss fights, like the Mega Man Zero series, layers energy bars on top of energy bars, and because of my color blindness, it's often really hard to determine what we're actually looking at. Did that work somehow? I honestly can't tell what's working. I'm just shooting wildly and hoping something connects. I'm gonna just do this buster only. I wonder if that's a glitch that the energy element showed up so soon? Or if that's intentional and if I don't want to go the whole way on beating this boss, I can kind of opt out of the battle early, or if there's a bonus or something for doing all 3 health bars? I'm not sure. Save space on the screen, I agree about that. And I think there's enough... I mean, if Mega Man can have a health and an energy, weapon energy bar, I think a boss can have a regular health bar and then a secondary health bar. Yay. Not sure why... I think that was in reverse order, I suspect. Okay. Alright. Well, that is that. So, I think that is where we are going to end this stream. We'll be back in several hours. So that is it for now. Thank you for joining me for the first, technically second, depending on how if I can figure out how to connect them before posting them to YouTube. Live stream of Make a Good Mega Man level contest 2. And we will resume. All of this will be on YouTube on Flashman85 Live within a couple of hours, and you will be able to catch up on anything you missed. So thank you for joining me, and see you in a little while, hopefully. Toodle-ee-oo.